good evening. So I wanted to hop on and talk about the Equifax um, data breach. This is really important that we take some time and pay attention, and there's some steps that we need to take to protect ourselves because it can be an absolute nightmare if we don't protect ourselves. Having to work backwards after identity theft can take years and thousands of dollars to undo that damage, and sometimes you can never fully recuperate from the amount of damage that has been done. So I think it's really important for us to take the time and know what are some of our options are and pay attention, because if you don't pay attention now, it's going to be hell to pay later. So Thursday, Equifax announced that they had a data breach between May and July. They announced it to us that they had a data breach in August. No, not August. September. August is done. September. So it's been a few months that the hackers have your information. They said 143 million people has been compromised. So that's like half of the US has been compromised. What has been compromised? Your name, your social security number, your address, all your prior address. Because remember, the credit bureaus, they keep a previous history, your previous history. They don't delete anything. They keep everything on file. So all your previous address, they have your credit card number they have your credit card number on file, because in your credit card, and your credit card number and your credit card account is the same. So both is on file, right? So they have your credit card information on file. If that company was reporting with, if your credit card company was reporting with Equifax, they have your driver's license. So they have an immense amount of information on you on file that has been compromised. So this tells me that the hackers, are whatever they're going to do with it, or if they're going to sell it on the black market or whatever, they have all that they need to be you. So what's your choices? Well, they are recommended credit monitoring. In my opinion, credit monitoring is not enough. You can do it, but it's like you can credit monitoring is going to come into play after the fact, that when the damage has already been done, they're going to tell you, well, there's someone opened an account in this state or at this bank, or rented a house in your name. If someone rented a house in your name, you're probably not going to know for a while unless they didn't pay the rent, and then you have a bill like this, if they didn't pay the rent, you probably have an eviction or something like that. But I mean, I think my opinion is freeze your credit. Contact the three major credit bureaus and freeze your credit. Equifax is offering 1 year subscription of monitoring. So for all three credit bureaus, I'm not sure if it's all three or if it's just them. I'm not sure of that, but I know they're offering 1 year monitoring subscription. That to me is too late. You don't want to monitor your credit. You want to freeze it so no one can have access to it, because they already have their information. You don't have to wonder if they have their information. They have their information. And this is worse than, Target. Target probably only had, when Target got hacked, if you never applied for a Target credit card, they didn't have certain information for you, like, your mother maiden name and where your previous address and all these different things. They just had on file your actual credit card number, which was easy. Call your bank or credit card company and switch your card out. There's a different number. But in this case, they have everything for us. So they're saying 143 million people. They've been knowing about this, they said, since July. Well, now you tell us there's been claim reports allegedly that the board and some top executive has sold stocks before they came public. That's considered insider trading. I said all of this to say that because the action, it proved that they're not to be trusted. If you're going to sell stock because you know when this information comes out, your stock, your the price for your stock is going to plummet, that's not right. So that makes me feel like you want to cover stuff up. You're not being forthcoming with information. So is it really 143 million, or is it all the information? Because from May to July. That's a long time these people had to sit in their day in and day out to get whatever information they needed. So I don't believe what they say. There's a website you can go to check to see if you have been hacked personally. I don't think you, for me, I didn't check that website. I just went ahead and paid and freeze my credit. Equifax was saying they're gonna give you free credit on their credit bureau, but when I went on last night, they still charged me that $10. I live in the state of Texas. They charged me $10 to freeze my credit. I paid. I figure if I feel like I'll deal with them later and say, well, you still charge me if you're gonna credit me back or not. But I'm not even worried about that. Actually, I'm not worried at all because my credit is now frozen. I have my PIN. I'm not in the market to buy anything, and I can sleep a little better at night. There's Credit Karma. You can go on and check your credit report right now to see if, because they had, remember, they had information, your information since May. This is September. Stuff could already been, happening during these past couple of months. So my recommendation would be go on, check your credit report, make sure you know everything that is there, and then freeze your credit. You can always, if you, let's say you, because what's the point if you want to, let's say you're working towards purchasing a home, and then one transaction can make you get denied, and especially you'll be upset, especially this I didn't do this thing, I was responsible with my credit, and here is somebody else being irresponsible and being dishonest, and use your credit, but you have to pay, or your family have to pay for that decision they make. So my suggestion is freeze your credit. All you call this, at the bottom of this in the description box, I'm going to put the phone numbers for all three credit bureaus so you can freeze your credit. And it's easy. It took me to do it online, each bureau maybe 5 minutes, because some of them I had like TransUnion. I had an account with TransUnion before because I used to monitor my credit. This was like years ago, like 05, 07. But I don't pay to monitor my credit anymore. I used to use Credit Karma. But with this situation, no, I'm just gonna freeze it so nobody has access to it, and I can sleep better, because you don't want to have to pick up the pieces after someone has wreaked havoc on your credit report. You really don't. So that's what I wanted to come on and make this quick video to tell you guys to freeze your credit. That's your safest way to go, because information is being compromised, not just at Equifax. So many places have been compromised with your information. So we just gotta have the mindset that our information is out there in the public domain. So this is how we can protect ourselves now, by freezing our credit. When you're gonna purchase a home, a car, you can. If you're gonna purchase a home, I think you need to lift all three credit bureaus. But if you're gonna purchase a car or apply for a credit card, they sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, they only pull from one credit agency. So when they pull from that one credit agency, you ask them, who do you pull from? They usually know. We pull from Experian, we pull from Equifax, we pull from TransUnion. Whichever one they tell you, you just lift that one, because you have to pay when you have to lift the transaction, lift the freeze. And then you put it back on. So you can lift the freeze for a week, 2 weeks, and then you put it back on so they can pull your credit and it's locked back again. That's the only way to protect yourself. That way you're sure. There's so many companies out there, but they only help you. It's like after the fact, that's when they kick in. LifeLock and LifeLock don't catch everything. A freeze catches everything because nobody gets in. I haven't heard any tales that someone had a freeze and the account was still compromised, or I haven't heard any of that in all the years about freeze. I mean, it was when I heard about it, Susie Arman was the first person to mention it back in the day, and it was like so extreme. It's like, oh, why you? But that's where we are now. I think when I heard about that, I was like maybe 2004 or 5. And to me, that was so extreme. I was like, oh, just monitor it. But that's where we are. We have to freeze our credit to preserve and protect ourselves, and especially if you've been working hard to make sure you pay your bills on time and be diligent. You don't want somebody to just come now and destroy your credit. Absolutely not. So freeze your credit. In the description box, I'm going to put my I'm going to put the bureau phone numbers if you want to do it over the phone. Monday, call them, and put it over the phone. Anyway, don't forget to thumbs up this video, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.